Hey everyone, Andrew Summers here, coming at you with a second military helicopter. This time it is my UH-73 Dakota. Now a bit of backstory on this helicopter. This is sort of my military's light utility helicopter. Now I know the U.S. Marine Corps, they operate the UH-1Y Venom, which is based off of the Huey. It's an upgraded version of that. But as cool as the Huey is, I kind of wanted to build something a bit different for a light utility helicopter, and I decided to go with the Airbus helicopters look. Now you may know them as formerly Eurocopter. They make very sleek helicopter designs that I've always had a thing for, and I decided I would try to recreate that shape of theirs with this. Now I should state that the designation of UH-73 Dakota is actually based off of the UH-72 Lakota. That is a helicopter that is in service with the U.S. Army and Army National Guard, and it's light utility, same as this one. But as for features on the model, this model was rather difficult to create, and there's a bit of a lengthy history. And I'll start with the front end. Now the front end you can see here, it's a whole mess of snot construction. And it uses this great big old windshield piece that, I don't get to use too much. Now the reason for this windshield piece is that when I first designed this helicopter, I'd say 4 or 5 years ago maybe, it looked totally different. This of course is just the latest version of it. The first version I had of it, this windscreen piece was actually not a windscreen piece at all. It was just 2 pieces of flex tubing that sort of created the look of the Eurocopter, but didn't quite. And when I posted it originally, it was met with widespread criticism from people saying, well, it just doesn't look that great, the flex tubing. At the time I thought it looked okay, but the masses didn't like it, and I went and redid it. Following that, I've used this windscreen piece ever since. Now, to get it to angle like that, I had to use some hinge pieces, or at least one hinge piece. Don't know if you can see it, but it's tucked away in here. Yeah, if the light hits it right. Right there. That's a 2x1 hinge plate. That connects to a 1x1 clip, which the whole assembly then connects to the top of the helicopter, this section here, the engines, and at the bottom it's connected by a single Technic pin. The rest of the construction is snot. So I've used a lot of brackets, a lot of cheese slopes, a lot of translucent pieces to create the look of glass that Airbus helicopters tend to have. And then also another detail is the door here, which opens. 2 doors open on both sides, so you can reveal the 2 pilots on the inside. And that sticker there, that's just the bottom of a sticker sheet. Like Lego sticker sheets have a little barcode at the bottom of them. It's always translucent backing, so it's perfect for cutting out and putting out to whatever you want it to be put on. Of the details on the front, you get a FLIR sensor on the bottom, you get a little headlight here, and a little antenna. Don't know what it's for, but it's an antenna, and I think it looks kind of nice on this helicopter. Top of the helicopter, this has gone through a bit of revision since the last one. I know I didn't post the last one here, but I was just kind of saving it for a redesign so I could post the video. But the redesign here, I've created a more engine-y looking area. The first type of engine design I used for this didn't really look like you could put many real-world components into it. I wanted that sort of real-world aesthetic with this version, so I redid the top area to make it look more realistic, I guess, for if I haven't repeated that term enough already. And if you're wondering what the knife is there, that is just a wire cutter, because sometimes there's low-hanging wires and you don't want to snag on them. And being a helicopter, of course, the rotors, they spin decently. Originally I used the pre-made Lego rotors. They were, I don't know, they're like 2x16 or something I want to say. And I had those on for quite a while, but I wanted to go with a different design, so here we are. The design of these ones actually uses those 1x8 pieces with the railing on the side of them. I quite like these. They're perfect perfect width, actually, for their intended role here as rotor blades. Onto the back, The back has a fenestron design, and if you're not aware of what fenestrons are, well, basically, on a regular helicopter, the tail rotor is exposed. On a fenestron, the tail rotor rather, is housed within the tail of the aircraft. So right here, I've taken one of those propellers that you see in the large Lego engines that usually come in the jetliner sets, and I've put it in a little housing here. The snotting, I've sort of done a reverse snot design. I don't know if that's the proper term, but essentially, on the bottom, the studs face downwards. And I do that by using these modified 1x1 plates. You know the type. I don't know how to explain them otherwise, but those are the ones I've used there, and they sort of they switch the studs around, so I could have studs facing downward and then regular studs facing upward for the tail construction. Then of course you get the stabilizers on the sides, which are connected by some panel pieces, and a little sticker detail right there. I believe it came in an Indiana Jones set way back when. It makes a great unitary marking, because I think it was designated as a unitary marking in the set I got it from, and that stays, well, that stays true to its intent. Then you get the engines on the back here. Nothing too special. They're just kind of click hinge mounts. I like the look of them as engines, so there they are. But I think the most fun aspect of this vehicle, or rather this air vehicle, is the midsection. So this helicopter fits a total of 8 individuals. You can fit 2 gunners, as you can see here, armed with brick arms machine guns. You can fit 4 infantry and then 2 pilots. You can actually fit 6 infantry if you remove the 2 gunners, but I don't do that too often, so it remains as is. And apart from the machine guns, you get rocket pods, and then you can see the skid design. But, as I said, the reason why it's my favorite part of the build is because the doors, they actually slide shut. So, if I remove the gunner on this side, if that's even possible, and if I replace the door, which makes it even more possible to demonstrate this, let's just remove these 2, just so it's much easier. There we go. The doors, they slide all the way shut, which I think is just fun. You know, I've tried sliding door designs on helicopters ever since I was a kid. I've never been quite able to do it the way I wanted to, but I finally was able to do it with this iteration of the helicopter, and I love it. Like, overall, the helicopter, even with the doors closed, I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah, you can see with the doors closed on this side, and then with the doors open on that side. Pretty cool trick, if I do say so myself. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video and my look here at the UH-73 Dakota I have. Stay tuned for more videos, and as always, if you like the content, like, subscribe, and do as you please. Catch you in the next one. Bye.